Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in again, and it is going to be an amazing time again as the dynamic duo. I have another talk with the crazy, amazing, talented producer Amadeus, and this will be our last one. So, well, for now, obviously, this will be our fourth conversation because he has so much information to give out that we felt the need that we needed to do another one to let people know all this knowledge that he wants to share. So thanks everyone for joining in again. We will see how this talk will go, but I have no doubts that it will be completely informative and knowledgeable as well. And I'm just waiting for him to get here. We have talked so far, let me see, I've listed it. So far we've talked about, the first talk we talked about his music career, how he started, what his big breaks were, who he loved working with, etc. Then in our second and third talk, which was back to back because we weren't nearly finished because of all the questions, we spoke about his motivational speaking, his educational part, and the touring, how it is to tour. He spoke on some failures while he was touring. It was very funny. And then we still weren't finished talking, so this will be our fourth and so far final talk. It's been amazing. He's not only a hit producer, but like I said in my posts about this is promo, he's also been a very big hit on this What Now series, and I can't wait to have another conversation with him. He's also connected me to amazing, talented people like Romeo Johnson, who I had earlier this week. And yeah, I can't say anything else, but it's been great getting to know these guys. So talented, so knowledgeable, so much experience, and so much to share, inspirational and motivational wise. And I'm just hoping that it will be another inspiration for everyone. Tendai, thank you for joining. Listen people, I'm still waiting to get a talk with Tendai Diamond, an amazing artist and overall inspirational person as well, since I got to know him. We're just waiting on his internet to start working so we can do a proper talk. Thank you so much for joining, and hopefully you'll stay in this talk, but I know you go to bed on time because you're an early bird. You gotta get that worm. But I'm very excited to speak to you as well. People, if you don't know who he is, TR and Guni, just go to his Instagram and check out all of the inspirational posts that he has. Definitely someone that I am also dying to get on this series, and will be a definite valuable addition to it. There goes Amadeus. Yes, thank you, because of things to say as usual. Let's see how he's doing today. Hello.
We made it. Peace and blessings, Queen. How are you?
Peace and blessings, King. I'm good. I'm ready for this last round.
Let's go. Let's go. It's been epic. I've been having an amazing time. I hope the people that have tuned in thus far has been blessed by our conversation. We've discussed so many amazing things, So first, it starts off with you. I want to thank you for having me on the platform and having a platform. What you even having a platform is a blessing to me.
Hey, we all have a platform.
So
create it
absolutely. I'm just trying to get this other headphone right. Good. I can hear you though. I can hear you.
No worries. I'm thankful for you wanting to be part of it. And as I had said in my promo and just earlier in the little introduction, I'm just thankful that you're not only a hit producer, but you've always also been a hit on this series.
Hey, and that's dope.
For me, it's been nothing but great positive vibes and waves and energy since you reached out to me, and not only just through you, but also extending your network to me and in form of a Romeo Johnson. Absolutely. And whoever else. It's just, I can't thank you enough. I don't want this last talk to me, just me being so thankful of you and giving you all your roses, but you know, in light of the post you made the other day, I want to give you your roses while you're still here.
Wow, thank you. And
Yes.
well received. I really appreciate that. And I wouldn't say this is our last talk. You know what I mean? If at the
Right.
end of the day, if
For
you
now.
know, yeah, they've been seeing me quite a bit. So I don't wanna oversaturate, you know, the airwaves, you know, but
Well,
you know, and then plus there's so many others that are doing amazing things
yeah.
that, you know, can be of inspiration and motivation. And I want to make sure that we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to speak with those people as well, that can be a blessing to those that tune in from a different lens. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what you have in Romeo Johnson on, and him being a vocal coach and working
Yeah.
with singers and artists, like, you know, just having different lenses. You know, there's
Different
different
people's, yeah.
people that show up. You know, not everybody's a musician, not everybody's a producer. So,
Right.
but I'll be
Yeah,
back. No worries. We
all kinds of creative people. And for me, the reason why you've been coming back so much is because we weren't done talking.
right,
So, and I'm sure everybody that I've had as a guest also has more to say, but it's, for me, it's about the experience and some level of knowledge. And I'm not
right,
saying none of my other artists have that, but you are willing to give that, and you weren't done yet. So I
right.
want to still provide that opportunity for you to at least get the last bits out. Plus, I
Absolutely.
still have a lot to ask. So,
Okay, okay.
um, yeah. So, and honestly, when I was talking to Romeo, it was not my best talk, in my opinion, because I felt rushed. He had so much to say. So
Okay.
I was on edge with the time. And that never makes for a good talk for
That is
me.
true. Yeah,
And
I agree.
so, yeah, so we actually we have another talk on Wednesday next week,
Awesome. You
because
know,
we didn't I didn't get, huh?
an hour can seem like so much time, you know what I mean? But
Right. It's
it's
really
not.
not
Listen, they go one of my
big.
another one of
I
my
know
big
big.
brothers. You know Big?
I know, because he was a guest on my client's show or
Okay.
talk, Lou, Hollywood Lou, and
Okay.
I was
Okay.
in there, and I actually know Bink's work from way back,
Man,
like
a legend.
MySpace days, like,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah,
So if y'all need to connect, that'll be another amazing conversation.
yeah.
You know,
He
he's
was
created
definitely inspiring. Yeah.
on he's a beast. Not only is he one of the most talented producers of all time, but he's so knowledgeable and has so much wisdom. So I think that, you know, that would be an amazing talk for
Yeah.
you and Bink to have. So if you're not connected, that'll be another, you know, connection. I'll be sure
Thank
to make
you.
sure
I
happens. Yeah.
appreciate it.
Shout out to Bink. What up, Bink dog?
Yeah. Yeah, he's when I watched the talk he had with Lou, I was inspired already. He was a
Right.
very great person to hear speak also. So
Right.
I'll circle back to that, because I
Okay.
don't want to dabble in the waters with my own clients. But then again, knowledge is there to be spread, and he wouldn't
Right.
mind it either.
Absolutely.
And then it comes through you, so that's good. So quick summary that I also gave in the beginning. People are coming in now. In our first talk, we spoke on your music career, how you came up, what you were doing, what your first big break was, what you've learned. Then in our second and third, we spoke on your educational side, the speaking and the teaching, and
Right.
also touring.
Right.
And so there were still a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about, as far as giving out knowledge to the people that will be watching this, whether now or later. So one of the things that I really wanted to go into a little bit deeper is the networking, because what I've seen from you is you're very hands-on. You do things yourself. We spoke on that as well.
Right. Right.
Managers can't deal with you because you're just too hands-on.
Right.
But the way you reached out to me speaks for itself. And then just now connecting me with other people comes, first of all, from your helpful nature. But for yourself, when you started out, what I heard from Romeo is that you were just, when you met him, you sat there and was like, can I sit here and learn from you? That's what he told me. And I could see a young Amadeus sitting there, just soaking up everything like a sponge.
Right.
That is a great skill to have. Not just a skill, but just the thought of having to do that in order to become better.
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the things that you have learned during your career are the best ways to network, to build a team, to create a name within the industry? Not necessarily with your product or music yet, but
Right,
you as a
right.
person.
Right. I love the fact that you brought up, the conversation that you had with Romeo, because what's dope about that story is when I met Romeo on the set, filming, making his band, for Puff. That's
Yeah,
when it's
that's what
not
you said.
making, yeah, not making the band, making his band. So this is when Puff was putting together a live band to accompany him, on the Last Train to Paris album and tour that he was planning on going on. So at that moment, you got to realize I'm already established as a multi-platinum producer. I'm already a Bad Boy Hitman producer. I'm already probably, maybe 6-7 years under my belt with touring with Trey Songz. So I'm established already. And
Right,
notice, with me being established already, I'm still saying I want to sit next to you and learn. So that,
right,
I think, I love the fact that you brought up that point, because oftentimes people get to a certain level, or get to a certain level in their career, in life, or a level of success, and because of they're where they are, they feel like, now this is it, I'm good, I'm the best, and all that's cool. But
right.
it's like, there's always something new to do, there's always something to learn from, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for your brand, whether it's for your company, or whether it's just knowledge that you may not necessarily personally need, but may come
Right.
across someone else that you can recite
Pass it
what you've
on.
learned and pass it
Yeah.
on. So I love the fact that, you brought that up, and that's always been me. Never too high on myself, never feeling like I'm the man, I made it, I'm too good for this, I'm too good for that. Never ever had that type of spirit or personality. So I'm always wanting to learn, and wanting to learn from anyone. It doesn't have to be necessarily someone successful in the business that I'm in, but anyone. Like I learn from my son, I learn from my daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter where it comes from. I want the information. I want the knowledge that I can use to better myself. In regards to the networking thing, I just feel like it's extremely important in all areas of business, entertainment. I think it's very important to not just be about being talented, but also being one that's able to connect the dots, because you never
Yes.
know how situations will come about. You never know how ideas or opportunities present themselves. And it may not necessarily have to do 100% based off of their talent.
Yeah.
It could just been like, I met Amadeus at a bar, he looked like a musician. I started talking to him. We connected. We started having a conversation. That turns into, hey, I own this. I own that. I'm working on this. Why don't you come by the studio? Why don't you? So it doesn't always have to be about, let me get right to it. You know
Work.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
Let
not
me work.
about
Let's
work.
get right
Yeah.
to it. Here's what I need. Here's what I want. Here's what I want to do. Sometimes it's, hi. How you doing?
Right.
Everything cool? How you been? How's your family doing? And I feel like that's very important. And people can sense, authenticity in regards to a
Yes.
person being real and genuine versus a person that knows you have something to give and something to offer, and just wanting that and wanting to take that and then up and leave. Like, people can
Yeah.
feel that a mile away. So I feel like networking is a very important component in all walks of life in regards to
Right.
bettering yourself and achieving whatever goals, that you want to accomplish.
Yeah, we touched a little bit on that, on how to approach people, because I gave the example in our previous talk where you were so humble and you were basically giving me the value instead of just wanting something from me. And
Right.
that's something that I had a meeting with a new artist earlier today, and I gave him the same advice. If you're going to approach, because he asked, how do I approach people if I want to work with them?
Right.
Well, you offer something to them. You don't just ask, hey, I want something from you. You do
Right.
your research, and you're going to offer them something, and let them know why it's valuable to collaborate.
Right.
Tell them what you appreciate about their work and what you can do to elevate their business or whatever it is that they're doing.
Very
Um,
powerful. And it's funny
yeah,
because last week when we spoke, we talked about artists and how to reach out. And I forget her name, and I wish I remembered so I could shout her out, but maybe she's on, maybe she'll see it. But she reached out via DM. I missed it a few times, and she was very persistent. Again,
right,
not overwhelming, not too much, but very
right. Not
persistent.
stalking.
You know what I mean? I saw it yesterday. And then, but the whole delivery was amazing. Hey, my name is such and such. I'm working with an artist named such and such. He's an up and coming artist. Congrats on you and all your success. We know you're gold, and they're using all of these different things, which is cool. But the thing that stuck out for me was, hey, we would love to work with you. We know, and this is what they said. We know you're the man, and you work with everybody. We just want to get an idea of what type of budget we would need or would need to have in place in order to work with you. And I just thought that was very well written. They delivered it in an amazing, humbling way, very professional. And my response, I wrote right back and I said, hey, thanks for reaching out. I appreciate all of the love and the accolades. I said, just, so that I don't just only work with Chris Brown or Trey Songz or artists of that stature, and obviously with them being signed to major labels, and their budgets are a lot different versus an independent artist. Yeah. And I said, but listen, I love how you came to me. I loved how you approached me. All I ask is for you to be open, honest, and transparent. Let me know what is feasible, what you're able to do. And I said, I'm a cool guy. As long as I can feel you being honest and real and being 100 with me, I said, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way that's comfortable for you, that's comfortable for me. And at the end of the day, we're both win. I get to work with you. You never know what you'll turn into. Art. We'll get to create art. We handle whatever business we're going to handle, and we move forward in life. So, approach, how you approach somebody, what you say is very important. That whole, I'm the best, I'm the next best thing. I love confidence because it's very important to be confident. But it's about timing on when you go into using that confidence. You know what I mean? Like off the initial, off the initial, like I don't even know who you are. Like, so why we going there? Let's build to that point where the room in the conversation may need for you to say, yo, Amadeus, yo, Pay, I really do this. Like, I really love this. I really do this. Because there's ways to do that.
But that's you can. Passion. That's not arrogance. That's passion. Right. If you come off with passion for what you do, then that's a whole different vibe than coming off with arrogance. Because I've had people way back when I was working for the radio station and I was in charge of playing music on there. People would send me stuff saying, you should play me because I'm the biggest here. Everybody over here loves me. Now, boy, if everybody over there loves you, you don't need me to play your song. Right. And that's literally what I typed back. Like, wow.
This is being real.
Yeah. If you're already that great, why are you begging me to play?
Why are you begging me? You should be. I should know you already.
I had a little radio station that was on the internet. Like, it wasn't nothing big, but they wanted international play. And they're like, well, everybody here on the block loves me. Well, hey, if your Texas block loves you, stay in Texas. Because Texas is not a representative of the whole world.
Right. That's real.
And, yeah, that's what people forget. Like, just because your homies are yay sayers doesn't mean that counts for the whole world.
Absolutely.
And that was advice I gave earlier today as well. Like, sometimes when you work with a team, you need somebody from outside your team to give a different perspective on what you're doing, because you get caught up in we're so great and we're only working together. Let's step outside that circle and see what other people think, get other opinions, other ears. Right. And that's very important as well. Going into the next question that I had with the team, I know you're working with more producers. You do your own thing, but you have this production team as well. Right. What do you think are the pros and the cons of being part of a production team and working solo?
And I love that question. It's pros and cons with everything. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you think about working in a team, it can kind of be, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an uncertainty, whether you'll get your time to shine, whether you'll, it's like basketball. You're on a team, there's other players on the team that are really dope, that are really incredible players. Sometimes you second guess yourself. Am I good enough to play alongside him or her? Do I have what it takes? Do I have the endurance? Do I have the stamina? And I'm just applying, music just like basketball or football, or sports. And that's the kind of mentality sometimes you have, and I think the way to think of that is when you're on a team, you get better. There's no other way to really say that. You learn things. If you go into it with the right mentality, you come up, you learn things that you didn't know. You approach things differently based off of how you see someone else on the team approach something. You know what I mean? You might create a track a certain way, see one of your team members create a track their way, and be like, I didn't think of that. I didn't see it that way. So you just got to learn to appreciate the different different ways to see something. Being willing to change lenses. It's like a pair of shades. According to what you're rocking, you might want to wear black joints, but then if you're wearing brown, you might want to tint a shade of brown. And you switch the different lenses for the different looks. And the same applies for what you see in others. So it takes a certain level of confidence to be able to believe in yourself, to not be intimidated by other people that are on your team that may get to play a little longer, that may get to start. You might be coming off the bench. But again, not everybody starts immediately. Not everybody has that number one spot. Right. Sometimes it takes, for you to learn the ins and outs for you to get there. Sometimes it takes for the star player to be injured. Sometimes it takes, for someone to go down, for you to have the opportunity, to go in and show them what you got. Right. So it's all about perception. I love being a part of a team. I love having and building a team because I'm not selfish. I'm not a selfish player. I know that.
No, you're a team player. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a million things. There's a million things that can be brought to the table by other players that I may not see, that I may not envision, that I might not have talent-wise, and you just have to be willing to step back sometimes, let someone else in, let them show you the way, let them show you the ropes, let them play their part. You figure out what your part and what your role is, but at the end of the day, always come together and make sure that it's one, and that's inseparable. And that's what it is. And that's kind of what my vision of me being a part of Bad Boy Hitman and then me creating my own, with Platinum Boy Music.
So what do you think is the biggest advantage of not being part of a team?
I guess when you think of it in a financial aspect, or in a way where, everything kind of goes to you, so that's kind of a way where you might feel it's an advantage, not having to split publishing, not having to split royalties with 4 or 5 people, not having to split producer fees. So from the financial aspect, I feel like, you may benefit more within that moment and long-term financially. But it's hard. It's really difficult. Me being a person, as we, have mentioned on a few of the episodes that we've had, I damn near manage myself. I have an attorney that handles the paperwork alongside myself. I don't just pass it off and say, hey, do it. I'm always involved from A to Z and everything. So I have an attorney. Other than that, there's no manager. I handle everything on my own. I send out music on my own. I research on my own. I reach out on my own.
You do all of that.
And it's a lot. It's a lot. At the end of the day, I sleep very well knowing that whatever I put in, I get out. And I sleep well knowing that I don't have to 100% depend on any individual to make sure that it gets done.
Right.
I would like to be able to. I'm not saying
that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I would love to have someone on the team that says, hey, Amadeus, I have this, and that. You go over here and do that, and that. And then we come and then you do your thing and I do my thing and then we win. I love that. I think
we got that in the works already.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be worried about that.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
But sometimes looking forward to that too. Yeah.
But sometimes it takes for you to have to figure it out on your own before you can be able to develop a team and put a team together that's around you. That's dope. Not everybody is ready to have a team. Not everybody has arrived to that point where you need a team. You know what I mean? So don't go into a feeling like you need a team right away. Like, make sure that you're deserving of a team. Make sure that you have what it takes. Listen, my brother, my boss, a legend is in here right now. My brother Trey Songz just pulled up. My brother, man, so much love to my brother Trey. He took a chance on me. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely a monumental moment for him to enter the room. He's been out there in the field, standing up. He's been creating records. He's been on the front lines, fighting for Black equality, fighting for Black Lives Matter. We're both fathers. You know what I mean? My son is over there. I'm sure his son is close by. So I'm super proud of him, man. Not only what he's done musically, but what he's done for the community. And this is not something that he's just started doing. He's
Right.
always been well spoken. He's always been
doing that.
outspoken. He's always been doing that. I've seen it for 13 years. So shout out to my brother, man. I love you to life, King.
Yeah.
So glad and honored that you're here in this moment. And this is epic, man. I'm emotional right now. This is epic, man. And that's the type of person that he is, man. He'll pull up on you. You know, he'll show up unannounced.
In here.
You know what I mean? So shout out to my bro. We got to do this too. Me and him gotta create one of these moments where, you know, we chop it up because there's so much to talk about. You know, he has so much to say, from his story to what he's done to what we've experienced together, from music to now being a father. So, you know, hopefully when the schedule allows, we'll be able to chop it up. And you'll come on and be a part of that. But my brother, thank you for tuning in. I love you to life. Be well, be safe. And this is an honor for you to pull up to this conversation, man.
Man, I'm honored. So if at any point he has time to be a guest and speak his mind on here and his
shoot your shot.
I would love to have him.
Legend.
So yeah,
legend.
I mean, just putting it out there, no pressure.
Legend, absolutely, legend. Love you, my brother.
Going back into what we were talking about as far as working with a team and building a team. You talking about, well, we addressed the whole management thing and having to earn a team already. We addressed that in the last conversation we had, but I still want to readdress it now because of the people that are entering in this talk. You have to have a business first before you can have a team and expect them to work with you. People cannot work for you or with you if you don't have anything to work with. And the biggest thing is you have to be the example, the role model on top of your business that shows what your standard, your bar is. You set the bar where you want your employees, so to speak, to be at. If you don't run, if the boss doesn't run, why is everybody else running? Right. And the other day I sent you that video from Kanye West.
Oh man,
where he
such
said,
a moment.
Artists don't need managers. Artists need CEOs, because your artist being your brand is a business. You are a brand. And I thought that was so on point. It was one of the probably the most on point statements that I've heard, because that is very true. And this is why I keep saying you can't just be an artist and say, I need a manager. That's you needing an assistant because you don't want to do the work. You know, you have to be in a position where you can hand over your business in the way you want to and have somebody run your business like you're hiring a CEO. So that's definitely something I still wanted to address again. Going back to the team, being a part of a production team or being yourself. And it's funny because I did have that strategy meeting earlier today with a rapper from a hip hop artist from Berlin. And I was telling him, you know, I listened to his first album and I heard somewhat of a sound. He was working with one producer, and then he said to me, honestly, I'm still working on creating my own sound. I thought that was one of the realest things an artist can tell me, because it shows me that you're still working on things and you're not playing it off like I'm already there. I already have my own sound, because he sounded like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He didn't have his own sound yet. When we first met, I told you I couldn't tell what your sound was as a producer. And you explained to me, you know, you didn't want to be known for one sound. You want to be able to be as diverse as you can. You want to be versatile in your sounds. What is the advice that you can give as well producers as artists in having a sound or not having a sound? Can you give us some thoughts on that?
I think it goes back to the individual in regards to what they want to do and what they want to create. For me, I chose not to have a sound, and I don't, and that's no disrespect to any of the producers that do. You know, I'm a fan of Dr. Dre. I'm a fan of Neptunes. I'm a fan of Just Blaze. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Rodney Jerkins. You know, and I can go on and on and on with the list.
Rodney again.
You know what I mean? So, and some of those producers have a very unique sound that when a track comes on from them, you immediately know it's them.
Yeah.
Now, that's not an issue with that. That's not a problem with that, right? And now even when you think about today in 2020, like that's, a DJ Mustard, you know what I'm saying? Murder Beats and a lot of the, younger cats that's, both male or female that's doing their thing, right? And it is what it is. So for me personally, I wanted to have that shock factor every single time where it's like, I don't want you to know it's me. I want to explore creativity so much that you're like, oh snap, Amadeus did that, and that's the effect that I wanted you to have. I don't want you to have Amadeus did that. I don't want you to know that. I don't want you to feel that way. So when you think about my resume and all of the artists that I produce for, that's why it's such a wide range and wide variety of who I work for, because there is no sound. There's something for each and every single individual in person. Now, there is a downside to that, right? Whereas most producers who do have a sound or have created a sound have obtained a lot of success in the single world.
Yeah.
Because they have a sound, and once you have a smash record and it's popping and it's dope, some labels, they're like, yo, I want one of those too. I want that. That's fine. It is what it is, right? So there is, like, again, with life, there's pros and cons to anything you do, any way you look at it, right? So now you can be a producer that has a sound that has 1 million singles out and is very successful in that way, right? Or I'm not saying I don't want singles. I absolutely do, want singles.
Exactly,
but with me having such a wide variety of styles and sounds that I create, sometimes that could be a challenge for me, right? Where, like I said, the resume is just wide range where it's like, okay, I'm from New York. I produced for Dipset, produced for G Unit, produced for Fab, Foxy Brown, Remy Ma, Papoose, Busta Rhymes, right? But now I produced for The Game. I produced for Lil Easy. I produced for Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go into the R&B side. Trey Songz, Chris Brown, you know what I'm saying? Keyshia Cole, but I got like CeeLo Green in there, and I got. So it's like, it depends on what you're going for. It depends on what you're shooting for. Like if and again, that doesn't mean that it's written in stone either. That doesn't mean just because you have a sound that you automatically have everybody single either. It doesn't work like that, because then it goes back to relationships as well. Whereas you can have a sound and be dope, but if there's no relationship there, you may not have the opportunity to have those records. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's from a producer's view. If you work with artists that have no clue what their sound is or have no vision of where they want to go as far as sound or genre, how do you handle that? Or do you give them advice? What is something that you can say about that?
It's difficult, and I say that because when I came up, I had Biggie, rest in peace. I had Jay-Z. I had, we still have Jay, we still have Biggie music, but I'm just making a point. Like, we had Big L. Like, I had, you know what I'm saying? Like KRS-One. Like, and when you think about all of those artists that I'm naming, I'll go, let's go R&B. You have Faith Evans. You had 112. You had Jagged Edge. Stevie Wonder. You got Michael Jackson. You got Prince. Everybody that I'm naming is unique in their own way, has their own style, their own music, their sound, their presence, their image. Everything is different. Everything is unique, right? I'll go even further to now time. We have our own. We have Trey Songz. We have Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? We have Megan Thee Stallion, right? And I'm saying Megan because I don't feel like Megan sounds like anybody else right now. You know what I mean? I feel like she has her own unique thing. We have Foxy Brown. We have Lil Kim, right? But then you have a whole new wave of artists, right? That all have similar sounds.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing this singing.
Right.
Now I don't know who started it, but I'm a show love that I'm a show love to A Boogie.
Yeah.
I'm a show love to A Boogie. A Boogie is one of the first I've heard to really do that. Drake, one of the first few I heard to do the singy. Let's go take it back to T-Pain. If we're gonna really dig.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And again, Nelly, right? Thank you. So the point I'm making is this. There will always be someone that come before you, right? Who have came before you that may have possibly have done what you're doing, right? But I think the key to it is how do you do you and how do you be you in your own way? Because I'm going to say this. I'm going to say the realest shit ever.
Yeah.
I'll speak for me because I don't want to speak for nobody else. I'll speak for me as a musician and as a producer. Yo, there's not really much that hasn't been done on drums already. There's not much have been done on keys, on the beats. I'm telling you, because I was like, yo, when the whole trap sound came and the fast hi-hats and the triple hi-hats, I'm like, oh, shoot. But if you go back to a James Brown album, those hi-hat rolls are there. The drummer was doing that live back then. So it's like a lot of what we're doing has been done, right? It's just about how we approach it.
Reinventing it.
How we reinvent, how we approach it from our own way creatively.
Add your own flavor.
Absolutely.
Your own sauce. Yeah.
So that would be the thing I would say, to those artists. If you name your favorite R&B artist, your favorite hip hop artist, your favorite pop artist, right? I'm sure they'll all have their own style, sound, and vibe. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like, name anybody that's successful that's doing their thing. No one sounds like them. Like, no one sounds like Biggie. They tried. And with all due respect, I'm a hitman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had, Shine. Yeah, we had,
Right. I remember that whole
I forgot
Shine
the other
situation.
Name. Gorilla Black. We had Gorilla Black. Cool. Best Puff with his genius with the marketing, the branding, cool. Yeah. But bro, it's no Biggie, bro. There's no one that had that tone, the cadence, the storytelling of Big. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like think of Jay. Think of Kelly. Let me go back. Think of Kelly Price. Who sound like Kelly Price? Nobody sound like Faith Evans. You know what I'm saying? So nobody sound like CeeLo Green. Like, you know what I mean? Like, true. Yeah. No one sounds like Trey. No one sounds like Chris. Now, there's influences in there, but they still have their own unique style, unique sound, vibrato, how they're holding in notes, how they go up and hit their high notes. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So you have to find that within you as an artist, as a producer, as a songwriter, as anything that you're doing. Yes, everybody is doing it. A lot of people are doing the same thing, but how can I stand out? And it has to come from a genuine place. It has to come from
you can't fake it.
Yeah, it can't be like, okay, how do I sound different? Let me go try this crazy idea over here. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just to be different. Nah, it has to be real. It has to be authentic with being different too. You know what I mean? So it's a thin line.
You can't create a new sound unless your name is Teddy Riley or something.
Shout out to Teddy, man.
I know, right? I want to take a little personal segue into this. What are your thoughts on Ghostface, Killah, and Action Bronson?
That's a pretty good question.
Since we're talking about creating your own sound, there's been a real whole discussion about he trying to sound like Ghost. Well, if you know Action Bronson personally, he talks like that.
Right.
Like, if you watch his TV shows, he talks like that. He's not trying to be or sound like Ghostface.
I like that question.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, you can't. How do I say it? You can't fault anyone for having a similar tone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Again, as long as it's sincere. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie. Shine sounded like Biggie.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
whole thing too. Shine and
Gorilla Black sounded like Biggie.
Yeah.
And there was even a gospel artist. I forgot his name, but he was a gospel artist that was rhyming on gospel music, and he sounded like Big.
Oh, really?
So, and there's a new artist right now, from New York, and mind you, the king is incredible, really super dope lyricist and artist, and his tone sounds just like Hov. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you can, now there are impersonators, and I'm not talking about the artists.
Jay Pharoahs and stuff.
There are impersonators and comedians that are able to articulate and get people's sound and tone and cadence. There are people that are able to do that. And hopefully, I don't think that Shine, sat in this room for 24 hours a day trying to sound like Big. I don't think,
trying to practice Biggie.
You know what I'm saying? I just think he just happened to have, a very similar tone. It is what it is. God made and created millions and millions and billions of people. you know, maybe some kind of weird way, you know, something got entangled that
he
I don't
ran
know.
out of sounds too.
You know, so but I love the fact that you brought up, you know, Action Bronson and Ghostface. When I first heard them, I was like,
yeah, everybody was the first time
you
he got
know,
played because he's
but I
good
think,
too. Like,
you know, he's very good. But I think he does have his own. I will say that he does have his own. He does have, even though the tones are the same and the cadence he can feel very similar.
It's New York,
but I do feel like he has his own in a way. It's kind of hard to explain because it's like, well, how do you explain that when they both sound the same? So it's hard to really explain and pinpoint. But it's something that makes him, you know, different, you know, in a way. Whereas even where, you know, I'm just thinking of, you know, he's not a small gentleman, pause, you know. So it could be something as simple as his breathing, or what his breaths are as he recites each line. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting technical, but
see, that's that ear again.
You know what I mean? So, but I love the fact that you brought that up. That's pretty impressive right there. That was a good one.
You should already know. Okay, there are some questions from people. Let me just get to that because somebody was really anxious to ask their question. First question, I'm going to go into order. My dude, Aristotle, how do you communicate your vision towards your team without coming across as a dick or self-centered? That's a really good question.
That's a great question. I think this goes back to who you allow to be a part of the team, right? Coming into it, they should know who you are. They should know who you are. They should know how you are. They should know how you move. They should just get a feel of how you move. Like for me, I'm not one to do paperwork like right away because I might not even like you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to tie you into something, you know, based off of a business sense, and we not have a rapport or we not connect in a way.
Build before that.
Yeah. So I'm like, come over here. Let me show you what I'm doing. Let me see what you're doing. Let's work for this first year together. Let's be men and women of our words. Let's keep our words. This is what we're agreeing to. This is what we're agreeing to. Yeah. Let's see how it goes because I've never been one to hold anybody to anything. You want to go, go.
Right.
I'm not going to keep you anywhere. I'm not going to hold you hostage. I'm not going to, you know, put you in jail. Like, we're not doing none of that, bro. You want to go, head out, you know, and that's just me. So I think it's about being very picky on who you decide to make a part of your team. And you got to be you. So if anyone takes everything in a negative way or is offended by everything, that's not the person, male or female, that you need a part of your team. Like, this is a business at the end of the day.
That's how you vet people who you work with.
Right. You know, this is a business. This is a business.
Yeah.
This is for grown men. This is for grown women. And it's either you built for it or you're not. You know, I don't got time for feelings. I don't got time for emotions. I don't got time for your little
stuff,
yeah, man. Nah, bro. We working. We getting to it. If something's off and not on point, we go and check it. And it's about being respectful too. I'm not saying as a leader, as a boss, as a CEO, as a team leader. You know, check yourself too. Don't be the person that is talking to someone like they're not grown. Like, you know, it's about respect, and respect goes both ways.
Giving constructive criticism, not talking down on somebody.
Absolutely.
You know,
don't get blown.
Yeah.
Don't get thrown off by these Puff videos you see. You know, when you see Puff yelling at people and screaming at people to the top of their lungs. You know, that everybody ain't Puff. You know, and I'm grateful that I've never experienced any of that.
I was about to ask you, did he yell at you before?
Nah, I never experienced any of that. And I'm not saying I'm better than. Let's be clear. I'm not saying I'm better than. It has nothing to do with better. It has nothing to do with better than. I think it has to do with roles. I think it has to do with knowing your place and who you are and what you are on the team. You know, I was
going to add to that. I'm going to say, knowing you the way I know you now, I think the reason why that didn't happen to you, or may not happen as often to you, or may have never happened to you, is because you listen, you absorb, you assess.
I agree with that.
And then you talk, or then you put something out there. So before you just throw some random stuff out there, that's the stuff that's going to be yelled at. You put all this, the elements in one box, you look them over carefully, and then you come out with something that has value. You can't yell at that.
Right.
That's my take on why I think that doesn't happen to you.
No, I've gotten yelled at. You know, Trey was on here earlier. You know, definitely my boss. I've gotten yelled at, you know, for various reasons.
That wasn't for the poop story, right?
No. That wasn't my fault. But nah, you know, it and sometimes, you know, just being real and transparent, sometimes that's needed. You know, like you know, whether we not everybody deserves has a moment in life where you needs to be checked, you need to be reminded, you need to be reprimanded, you need to let's get it together. You know, you demand, you know, you want to be a part of the team and want to be a part of leadership that demands excellence. Period.
That's what I said in the beginning. You set the bar as the boss.
Right. If you're not
you can't have half-assed employees doing half that shit, because it reflects on your brand.
Absolutely. You want to be great. You want to be great. You know, you're gonna have to take some yellings, man. You're gonna have to take, you know,
and that pushes you to be be
Oh yeah,
you have to take
I mean, it's growth though, because you got to remember, I've been touring with Trey for 13 years, and so when we first linked up, you know, I'm young. I'm still growing. I'm still figuring things out. So I would say in the early, and I'm saying it to be transparent so people can hear it and can learn and grow as well. And my early years, I took it pretty hard. I'm very emotional. I don't know if that's because of my sign. I'm an Aquarius, but I'm a very emotional. I want to win. I want to do things right. I don't want to do things wrong.
You put your heart and soul into it.
Yeah, I don't want to mess up. I'm disappointed with myself. I'm angry with myself. If I mess up, if I drop the ball, if I don't meet his expectations, I'm angry with myself. I'm disappointed within myself.
That's not your sign, because I'm the same way.
Yeah, so, and it is what it is. So, you know, you learn, you grow, you learn to take the criticism, you learn to take, you know, the scolding, and you allow that to build you and to make you stronger and to want to go harder and want to, you know, work harder. Like if you don't get yelled at, right, by your boss, and if you don't get yelled at and then get inspired, if you don't get yelled at and not be inspired by that, what are we doing? Like you should be inspired by the young. Why? Because it shows you that he or she cares. It shows you that he or she wants the best, and it shows you that he or she is holding you accountable of who you are, your position, and what you do. And if they want the best for them, anybody that's within a mile of their energy or space, I need the best from you. If you're not going to give me the best, you know what I mean?
Look at The Last Dance. Look at The Last Dance. I know you've seen that.
Yo, definitely. With MJ.
That's the best example ever.
Right.
Like, MJ was just, you know, yelling at everybody. He was not likable, but he wanted that team to be the best. So he got them to that level, and they all said that was the case.
And it's all about perception. It's all about perception. You know, it's about how you perceive something. You know, you can, and we as humans, we as individuals have our own minds and our own energies and our own hearts. So everybody receive things differently. So for those that are tuned in, I challenge you, you know, to receive those moments in love, you know, from your leader, to receive those moments in love, to receive those moments as, you know, I want the best, bro. Like I want the best. I want us to be the best. I want us to win. I want us to be at the top. And for us to be at the top, you know, of the food chain, this is what it takes, because people are coming for our spots. People are coming for where we are. And they're not gonna be as nice as I am. They're not gonna say it how I'm saying. They just gonna chew you out. They're gonna be like lions. They're gonna grab you by the neck, and they gonna keep biting and squeezing until you ain't got no more breath in your body, and then they're gonna toss you to the side, and they're gonna take that spot. I'm saying, come on, let's go, Amadeus. Let's go. 2 more. Let's go. I want more. Let's go. What you doing? What you doing? And that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
And I'll tell you this, I'll add to that. In this industry, for whoever is tuned in or watching, who's doing something in this industry, doesn't matter what role, you have to have thick skin. And you're not going to create thick skin by staying comfortable, not being yelled at. by not making the mistakes, by not being pointed out your mistakes, by not surrounding yourself with people that are better than you to inspire to be better. Because if you keep anything in life, if you keep people around you that can't pull you up, then you're not going to go up.
Right.
They're going to drag you down or keep you at that level. You need to have
Right.
people around you that inspire you to get a level up.
Right.
Okay, let me go, because the time just flies when we talk. I swear to God, I don't know what this is. Okay. Would you be interested in listening to an upcoming Latin or bilingual urban artist?
I will, not at this present moment, because of my schedule at the moment. I'm kind of trying to honestly make my way back musically with all of this pandemic stuff that we've been kind of going through. So I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things. A lot of what's on my table and on my plate right now is kind of playing catch up in a way where, people are working on albums. I'm trying to get music out. So I don't have a problem listening, to whoever that artist is. Just right now, it's not the moment. But what I would say for you to do is send me a DM, mention that you were, in this live with myself and Pay. And when I do get to yours, I'll make sure to pay attention to that, knowing that you was that person that were in here, and wanted to be seen and heard. So I appreciate your question, and don't forget to do that, please.
Yes, and I will say this: I'm still waiting on feedback from Amadeus as well, but he's a busy man, so I'm gonna leave it to him, and he'll get back to you whenever he got the time.
Yes, yes, yes.
Another question: what style or sound do you stay away from, and why? Is there a sound that you stay away from?
It's funny. I like that question because rest in peace to Pop Smoke. Someone reached out to me last week, and I'm thinking they call that drill music, or I think it's drill.
Oh, drill. Yeah.
Right. So someone sent me a DM, and a good friend of mine, a DJ friend of mine, and was like, "Yo, you got any drill beats?" And the funny part is, I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. So, I kind of assumed he was talking about, that type of sound. And I asked him, I was like, "Are you, rest in peace, are you talking about like the Pop Smoke sound?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I need something like that." And in that moment, it was just like, nah, it's not really me. I think just out of respect to, those amazing producers and creatives who've created that, go to them. Like go find them. They're there. They're online. We have social media. They're there. Go to, whether it's, you go on a Pop's page or whether you go onto his team's page and finding out who produced that record or those records or created his sound. I would say keep it authentic and go, to them. I personally, and I'm talking about me being where I'm at today as a producer, 19 years, I'm not going to start creating a sound
New sounds
based off of something that's dope or pops in that moment. And I say that with all due respect. I feel like the Pop Smoke sound is really dope.
You don't have to explain.
Yeah, very creative.
It's just not you.
Yeah. I'm just
I have to say the drill sound over here caused a lot of commotion because it went hand in hand with aggression. Like,
okay,
I don't know, there was something with knives and people getting stabbed and shot, and it was all related to that sound at the time when it was new. So they had like police units on top of those drill teams. There's like these groups of artists and collectives. I don't know. It was a whole thing in the news out here a while ago.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily associated with one another, but that's how the sound became popular over here.
Out there, got you.
We have 6 minutes left. First of all, I'm going to start doing my thank yous. Thank you for doing 4 talks with me.
No worries.
You did ask me to show my sneakers.
This queen is one of the illest sneaker heads I've seen, especially representing the ladies. And she got some new treats in the day. I told her I think you should show the people, man.
I know. I got so excited that I sent Amadeus videos of me unboxing them. But the backstory is I only wear Air Max 1s, but then they stopped doing Air Max 1s for a while now, so there are no new ones. So I'm like, okay, I guess I wouldn't have to spend money on shoes. But then I saw all these other shoes that were dope, and I started buying those.
Oh my
God! So
God!
I call them my own late birthday presents, and
hey.
my size my sizes always sold out real quick. So I finally, after a month or so, I found them. I'm going to start with the Nike Air Max 90 Cuban links. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Love them, love them, love them. These will go well with certain outfits that I have. And it's comfortable. But then I got my first pair
These are hard.
Jordan 4s. And I think it's a, oh, she said
they dope.
It's a limited edition. It's the Rastas, the retros.
Woo.
And
woo.
They're not as comfortable.
Right.
My feet hurt because I'm so used to Air Max 1s that this is a heavy shoe on my very cute feet. It is. And this is like, it's so stiff. And so I have to probably just walk them in a little bit in the house or wear extra socks or whatever. But I was like so happy to get them. And then they were like, damn, they're heavy. So
they're dope though. I mean, sometimes it hurts to be dope.
I don't play that. No. You know what? I don't need to be hurt to be dope. So do not play that. When it comes to my feet, listen, man, everybody that knows me, I do not wear heels unless I have to, and it's a sitting event.
Wow.
Because I look great in heels, but I just don't play that whole uncomfortable situation anymore.
I get it.
Like,
I get it.
I'm too old for that, man. Like, yeah.
My sister, hey, what up, sis? Sis said, put wet newspaper inside of them to stretch them. Never knew that.
No, I knew that because I used to do that with my Tims.
It still
doesn't work for me, man. No, the wet newspaper thing, I used to do that with my Tims, and I just, I don't know. These aren't as bad as the Tims, so I may not need to, the wet newspapers. So
I didn't know that. Like, look at sis coming on here with the
That's common. Man. Yeah, you don't know your shoe game.
Nah, look, I'm the one that go ahead and hurt for it now.
Right.
I go ahead and hurt.
Stupid. There's tricks for that, homie. Even your sister knows.
Yo, man.
But yeah, those were my latest birthday gifts to myself, and I'll be not buying any shoes anytime soon. I'll be rocking these for now. Again, thank you so much. Thanks for letting me share the shoes and share the knowledge. And again, you've been like one of the greatest blessings in my life. And I'm just going to say that here in front of everybody. You have been such a great blessing in my life, such an additional value. I can't say enough how much I appreciate you. Again, also linking to your post, we're going to say appreciations now, and we don't want that to not be known.
All right, thank you so much, and same here. Looking forward to all that we'll do musically around the globe. You being on the other side of the world and me being here in the States, but that doesn't stop greatness. That doesn't stop amazing work from being done.
Exactly.
So looking forward, to connecting you on that level. And this won't be the last talk. I'm just gonna give some others a chance to speak, share their wisdom, share their knowledge. And I'll be back. I might even pull up this month at the end. I don't know.
You'll be
you know what I'm saying? I might. You know what I mean?
Dynamic duo in full effect.
Yeah, man. But amazing conversation, amazing questions, amazing people that tuned in, that send their questions through. The energy has always been amazing here. In your room, it's been really dope. And again, like I'm a team player, and I'm just gonna sit the bench for a little bit. I like twisted my pinky for a little bit. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna get on the sidelines, let some other players get in there and get their points up. You know what I mean? They stats up. You know what I mean? I'm just scoring like crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take a little time out, but then I'll be back. I will be back, man. So I'll see all y'all soon. Make sure you follow Pay Fresh. Make sure you tune in for her talk. She's gonna have some dope guests coming up within the next few weeks. So make sure y'all lock in and make sure be on the lookout for what we're gonna do musically. And in the world. So stay tuned, man.
Thank you so much, and I'm gonna holler at Trey on the side. No, I'm kidding.
No, you should. No, you should, man.
I'm probably going to do that, but he might not read my message.
I'm gonna be optimistic. Be optimistic.
Yes,
be optimistic.
Speak it into existence.
Amen. Amen. Shout out to Trey for pulling up.
It's been happening now with Romeo as well.
Shout out to Romeo.
Tune in next week for another talk with Romeo. I have more guests coming up. I have who do I have? I have Jay Hatch coming on Monday.
Awesome.
Then I have Nicolay coming through, another producer.
Nice.
And so there's a lot of people. I got Brandon Brown, Pastor Frank coming. So there's a whole bunch of people coming.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's rushing me So again, thanks everyone. Stay safe out there.
Yes, yes,
Amadeus,
yes,
we'll
yes.
connect on the side, and
Absolutely.
have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Blessings,
man.
everybody. God bless.
All right. Bye.
Take care.